I'm going to be sharing two short articles with you. I'd like you to listen to them before you start previewing or looking at any of the other materials that are provided for you on this presentation. The first one is entitled Voting and the Law, and it's written by Susan LaBella. And by the way, you may find some things to be surprising. When people vote, they make a choice. For example, people voting for the U.S. Congress pick the men and women who pass laws that govern the country. People who run for office are called candidates. During the weeks before an election is held, candidates describe what they plan to do if they are elected. The candidates make speeches about their ideas. They have discussions with other candidates. They may promise to work on changing laws they do not like or passing new ones. Voters listen to these promises. Then they decide which candidates they think are the best. On election day, voters go to a public building, such as a school or a firehouse. They vote by filling out a paper form or, in some places, by using a computer. Long ago, only a small number of people in the United States could vote. Some men were allowed to vote, but women, Black people, poor people, and young people could not. Over the years, laws were changed. Now many more people can vote. All voters must be U.S. citizens and at least 18 years old. They all must have registered or signed up to vote. At the end of every election day, votes are counted. The winning candidates are announced. Soon the winners will get their chance to do the things they promised to do. Okay, there were some sections in here that should have surprised you, or probably did, and that was that not everybody could vote. And we have amendments to the Constitution that have granted women the right to vote, African Americans the right to vote. And now you heard that you have to be 18. If your birthday's on election day and you turn 18, you can vote. But you have to be a U.S. citizen as well. The other article is short as well. It's called The What and Who of Elections, and it's from Ben's Guide to the U.S. Government. And some of the information will be identical to what you just heard. American citizens can choose their leaders, decide on their laws, or change their laws by voting. Citizens vote during an election. The winners of an election are called public servants, and their job is to help make and carry out laws while in office. In the United States, elections are held for many public offices. The people Americans elect for president, senators, and representatives are public servants and work for the federal government. The president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, while senators and representatives are members of Congress. They make decisions for the whole country by making or changing laws that affect everyone in the United States. These are all important jobs, and that's why Americans vote for the people who will represent them. In order to vote, you must be a U.S. citizen who is at least 18 years old. In most states, you must also register to vote. Each state has its own laws about registering, and it's important to learn your state's rules before voting. You may cast your vote in a booth at a polling place. You may also mail in your vote. This is called an absentee ballot. A group of people called election officials then count everyone's votes. Everyone has one vote and can only cast one ballot. That is why votes are so important. This is the election process used by the United States to make sure that every citizen has a chance to take part in the government and help choose the people that will serve as their leaders. So this one has much more advanced vocabulary, but there was a section that had the same part repeated, and that was the importance of you have to be at least 18 years old and you have to be a U.S. citizen.